Hey everyone, my name is Lizzie and today we'll be talking about fermentation versus distillation. An original video about this, and honestly I could just say that fermentation is yeast eating sugar to make alcohol, but I decided to structure it a little, and here's the full explanation of what fermentation entails. So I'll be talking about distillation, but not as much since I focus on fermentation. And here we go. So let's start with fermentation because it is the key component of home brewing and it's essential to the alcohol making process. So what is fermentation? So fermentation is a biological process where yeast eats sugar to produce heat, CO2, and alcohol. For those wondering what yeast is a fungus, so it's a living organism, and just like humans, you really don't know what to expect with yeast, so it's unpredictable and it can react to various aspects. So it's sort of a wild card. And more specifically, yeast reacts to environmental factors. So it has to be in a favorable environment. For example, if the environment is hot, the yeast becomes active. If it's on the colder side, the yeast becomes dormant and just sinks to the bottom of the jar, not doing much. And it's good to have a sort of liquid so the yeast is able to eat the sugar in a good environment by adding water. Water can be replaced by juice. It's just that if you replace the water by juice, you want to make sure you add less sugar because a little bit too much sugar stresses the yeast out. And once the yeast is stressed, then you don't get good or you don't get alcohol at all. One thing also when you're doing fermentation, so you do not want oxygen to enter your fermenter because the alcohol might turn into vinegar. And that's not what we want. And I have a little side note here. So do you know why when you put bread in the oven, the dough rises? Based on the previous information in this video. So when yeast eats sugar, it produces CO2, and CO2 are like little bubbles, and these little bubbles form inside the bread and the bread starts getting bigger. So there's little alcohol produced inside the bread and it evaporates with the heat. So you will not get drunk out of making bread. Speaking of alcohol evaporation, let's just recap. So you have sugar and you have yeast and you have favorable environment like water or juice, and it produces alcohol. Now, food for thought. Can you do a reverse fermentation where you take this alcohol and then you revert it back to juice? The answer is no, because the CO2 has already evaporated, so you can't get that juice back. The only way you can get rid of the alcohol is to boil it so the alcohol evaporates. And so we have a few fermented alcohol examples, such as beer, we have wine, those are the two most famous ones. We also have cider, sake, and mead. And all these types of alcohol can go up to 20% roughly. Now, when it comes to distillation, the types of drinks include rum, gin, vodka, tequila, whiskey. So the harder stuff, the ones that could go from 35% of alcohol and higher. In order to have this stronger alcohol, you need a still. And depending on what type of alcohol you'd like, you can choose the corresponding still. So you have the pot still. If you want alcohol that's more pure and less flavor, you can go with the reflux still, which is longer. So what happens inside a still? Well, actually, the purpose of the still is just to separate the alcohol from the water. And inside the still, you have various temperatures. So first, the liquid gets heated, and the boiling point of alcohol is lower than the boiling point of water. So when you heat up the mix, the alcohol is going to turn into vapor first. And since the still has various temperatures, the alcohol is also going to cool down from the vapor to being a liquid. And that's how it's separated from the water. This vapor to liquid is called condensation. So once the alcohol is separated from the water, we can say that your wash is now purified, and that's what the still does. It purifies your alcohol to make it stronger. And the side note is that the better your alcohol is coming into the still, the better the result will be coming out of the still. So you want to put some grade A alcohol in it, so make sure that your fermentation process is complete before adding it into the still. And you should be getting similar types of results at the end. And at the end of distillation, that's when people usually age their alcohol in either oak barrels or oak chips, depending on the space you have, the time you have, and your flavor profiles. So that's the video for today. If you found this video valuable, share with a friend, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.